Hi everyone, welcome to Cultural Mapping Group 4. Our first step will be United States, where we're going to discuss poverty. In the US overall, there are 6.2 households living above the poverty line for every one household living below. Pacific Coast and the most southern part of the United States have a higher than normal number of households living below the poverty line compared to those above in that same area. Central area and the Atlantic coast have a higher than normal number of households living above compared to below poverty. Although poverty is professed as a problem of urban settings and inside cities, its rate in urban areas is really lower than outside of urban areas. The solution of cutting the poverty rate is to increase economic security and expand the middle class, form jobs, increase the minimum wage, support pay equity, create work schedules that work, and expand Medicaid. Our next step will be in South Africa, where we're going to discuss language diversity. There are some language tensions between a group of Afrikaans and English speakers. British overtook the South Africa. English was declared the main language taught in schools, church, and government. The Afrikaners did not stop fighting in the right to be taught in Afrikaans. Soon, English and Afrikaans were on equal levels in South Africa. English is a language that dominates South Africa, but it only comes in fifth as a home language. Afrikaans comes in third as the most common language spoken in South Africa. Our next step will be in Europe and Africa, where we're going to discuss religion. Roman Catholic covering a vast area in America, parts of Europe, Africa. It's probably the most dominant religion around the world. Then Muslims, half of the African continent, most of the Middle East. After these two major religions, there are other less followed religions like Protestants and Hindu. Up to the 2010, the world was dominated by the Christianity religion by 32% of the world population. In 2010, there were 2.18 billion Christians, almost a third of the global population. On the other hand, Muslim religion is the most fastest growing religion in the world. Between 2010 and 50, the Muslim religion will be double in population growth, from 1.6 billion in 2010 to 2.8 billion in 2050. One of the factors for this growth is that Muslims have more children than the rest of the religions. All of these factors help Muslim religion probably one day surpass the Christianity. The rest of the religion will grow at a much smaller percentage. Now we are going back to US, where we're going to talk about the bio-waste energy. In the United States, Americans generated about 254 million tons of trash and recycled and composted about tons of this material, equivalent to 34.3% recycling rate. On average, we only recycle and compost 1.51 pounds of individual waste generation of 4.40 pounds per person per day. As our garbage waste is continuously growing at a rapid pace, much of our waste are not being recycled. Instead, are filling up landfills which produce toxic waste. One of the best solutions towards waste problem is to focus more on the benefits of recycling. There are many waste that can be recycled and turned into energy. Therefore, United States is one of the many countries making the efforts to turn bio-waste into energy source. And bio-waste can once again be recycled into a reusable. Our last step will be in Japan, where we're going to discuss overgrowing population. The process of urbanization is when the percentage of the population increases in cities and suburbs. The population density, most in urban areas, which occurs because of industrialization and modernization. The main cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, and Kyoto all have the highest population density. The growth of population in their areas happened over the last 100 years. However, the expansion brings problems like pollution, transportation, and of course space crowding. However, the government is trying to build new roads and houses, make efficient transportation because it helps growth of economy, businesses, and at the same time harms farming and fishing. The solution to this problem will be if government makes these efforts in rural areas to have better communication with urban areas. Thank you for watching Group 4.